Good evening, neighbor and fellow citizen of humanity. I'll be your host for tonight. Welcome to EB's News and Lottery Show. For this video's news topic, I would like to discuss climate change, and specifically the rise in carbon dioxide parts per million. I'm not worried right now, but action does need to happen soon. I'm not worried about a rise in temperature. Per 100 years of time, the average increase in temperature may be within a normal range. However, what we absolutely know to not be normal is the rise in carbon dioxide parts per million. It's currently at 420 parts per million. At 1,000 parts per million, people experience sickness and lethargy. And there is no telling what dangerous symbiotic thresholds might exist. Currently, in some indoor settings, people may be exposed to 1,000 parts per million CO2 settings. At the current rate of a 2.8 parts per million CO2 increase per year, we would be living in a hostile air environment in less than 207 years. That might sound like a lot of time, but it's not, considering one of the best options to offset the carbon dioxide parts per million is to plant trees, and the average hardwood, non-oak, would take 40 years to absorb 1 ton of CO2 from the air. And remember, for something of this magnitude in size and importance, you want to give yourself a buffer with time. I'm proposing a solution given the annual increase of 2.8 parts per million carbon dioxide and 1 parts per million equals 7.8 gigatons of CO2. Rough math would show that 25 billion hardwood trees planted per year would offset in the future the rise of CO2 per year, until science provides a better solution. That's a big project, but totally doable. 25 billion trees a year to plant per year. The government would have to be involved, and each person would need to plant several trees a year. Improvements in beauty and cooling would also be made, perhaps even in production of fruit or nuts. A bottom line is that we need to become better stewards of the earth. Terraforming 1. For clarity's sake, I do want to add that I hold a bachelor's degree of science. I studied biology and was a medical student, scoring higher than over half of the current doctors on my MCAT. For this video, the featured charity will be Rewild. I'd also like to say that if Leonardo DiCaprio and Appian Way wants to be my sponsor, I would be very happy with that. We could do a lot of good, like the old-time gangsters who gave out food to the poor neighborhoods in order to gain clout. Leo's frequently a gangster, and he's an environmentalist. I know that conservation efforts have saved Michigan's jack pine warbler by securing their breeding grounds, warblers being my favorite birds, and the Iberian lynx by ensuring the rabbit population was steady for predation and not decimated. Just look at the Iberian lynx. They shout wisdom. And they bounced back from a population of about 20 in the early 2000s. So tell all your friends and family to watch these videos, because sooner or later we will all need to be working together for the good of planet Earth. Thank you.